Shalom. Before I begin, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, HaKodash. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles, and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well and teach well. And also Shalom and salutations to the fellow brethren and laborers that are laboring in this work as well. So this is going to be a real quick lesson, just going into how that truth or wisdom, you know, is not found in societies or modern day society institutions. You can't find truth in any of these institutions. That goes with um, these Christian the theologian schools. These different Christianity programs in the colleges. You know, even the universities themselves, man. You can't find true knowledge and wisdom or even truth itself in any of these institutions, man. And I'm gonna prove that through the scriptures. And the scriptures is the highest form of knowledge conceivable. The proper understanding and wisdom of the scriptures. But that type of understanding was not given to everybody. That those seals were not unlocked for everybody. You know, that proper wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the scriptures was not given to everybody, man. It wasn't granted to everybody. Matter of fact, let me start here in the book of John. Let me get this real quick. John 7 and verse 16. It says, Yahushua answered them and said, My doctrine is not mine, but his that sent me. If any man will do his will, he shall know of the doctrine, whether it be of the Most High, or whether I speak of myself. So the teachings of Yahushua, those were not his teachings, but those were the Heavenly Father, Yahweh's, man. We're in that same seat, so to speak. The doctrine that we teach is not ours, but it's Yahushua's. You see? When Yahushua's doctrine was the Lord Yahweh's, man. You see? So that particular doctrine, it entails life. It's life structured doctrine. It breeds life because that's what Yahushua is known as, the life, the truth, and the way. But these institutions, they they're death. They don't really, they have a limit. They have a ceiling that they could reach. But with the knowledge and understanding of the scriptures, or the doctrine of Yahushua, there's no ceiling to it, man, because it deals with all aspects of life in its fullness. For example, the law, statutes, and commandments, they deal with dietary laws, how to clean yourself after you've went into a woman, what foods to stay away from, what fabrics to stay away from to enhance your frequency or your vibration. It's just the law, statutes, and commandments are life, man. But let me get this real quick in the book of Job. Chapter 10 and verse 21. It says, Before I go whence I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death. So this land of darkness and the shadow of death, it's a buzzword. It's symbolic for America. And who's ruling over America? The so-called white man, which they're known as the Edomites in the scriptures. That's their true ethnicity, so to speak. That's their true classification, because they're not known as white or Germans or Russians or Caucasians. They're actually known as the Edomites. It says, so they would rule over this dark land and the shadow of death. They're ruling, they're governing over this region. It says, verse 22, a land of darkness as darkness itself. So this land of darkness is so dark that it's considered as darkness itself. It goes on to say, and of the shadow of death, which death lurks. There's death everywhere, in every corner. From the food you eat, there's the ingredients that's cooked up. There's death. Even the water you drink, the plastic, death. So everything in this land is just death everywhere, man. You know. Oh, the music. You see, it says, and of the shadow of death without any order, and where the light is as darkness. So the light will be symbolic to knowledge. So their knowledge or anything that's esteemed as wisdom is even as darkness, man. You know, bringing it back to the lesson, um, how that there's no truth or wisdom in society's institutions. Because their knowledge or what they esteem to be as wisdom is actually darkness. Because let's deal with Christianity. That's esteemed to be what somewhat of you know of wisdom, because you have pastors that dress in suits and polished shoes, that look proper. But the doctrine they push forth is not beneficial to the student or to whoever's learning it, man. Why? Because they have an agenda behind Christianity. They're doing it for their own gains. For example, tithes. And in Islam, the same thing. I speak with a lot of I spoke with a lot of people that are in Islam, or I have friends in the world that are into Islam. And they're always competing. Um, their whole thing is about Islam being the biggest religion. So that's vain. It's not really wisdom to try to make your doctrine, all about it being the biggest or the most popular, man. What about prophecy? Tell me about the future. But these institutions don't have that. Tell me about, what foods I can eat and what foods I cannot eat. Tell me about how I can come closer to the Lord. You know, but that doesn't deal with any, uh, none of that. Islam does not deal with any of that. Neither does Christianity. Neither does any other religion. But the scriptures, Yahweh Shai's doctrine deals with all that, man, all aspects of life. Matter of fact, let's get this in Matthew, um, chapter 24, and verse 14. It says, "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come." So there will be a particular gospel or a particular teaching that will be sent forth in the latter days, you know? And once that gospel has reached, or that teaching or that doctrine has reached the four corners of the earth, and every world, everybody has become a witness unto that gospel, and then the end would come. But Christianity and all these other teachings, as Islam and Buddhism, they've been run their course. They've been out there. But then when the apostles really, in 2007, when the apostles hopped on YouTube, that's when, you know, what really Abba Bivens, but the apostles, when they hopped on YouTube, a lot changed, you know. Even Abba Bivens, when he hopped on the scene, which that was this gospel, the start of this gospel, with Abba Bivens. You see? So let me jump from there to the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 18. I'm going to get it in the KJV and I'm going to get it in the GNT. It says, "The wisdom of the Most High, Yahweh." It says, "For the preaching of the cross is too dumb that perish foolishness. But unto us which are saved, it is the power of Yahweh." Because what we're doing is considered foolish to the world. Because they're carnally minded, the people in the world. But to us, which have the eyesight of the eyes to see, we understand that that's the power of Yahweh, and that's how we're going to be saved, by looking foolish or being esteemed as foolish. Verse 19, "For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise and bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent." And that wisdom of the wise and the understanding of the prudent is dealing with what's esteemed as knowledgeable in this world, like the institutions, like I mentioned. Verse 20 says, where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world? Had not the Most High made foolish the wisdom of this world? You see that? So the wisdom of this world is foolish. Once again, dealing with these institutions, there's only a ceiling. There's a ceiling for them, man. So you can't get as high, you know? But with the knowledge and wisdom of Yahweh Bashim Shai, there's no ceiling to it. Verse 21, for after that, in the wisdom of the Most High, the world by wisdom knew not the Most High. It pleased Yahweh by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe. Now let's get this in the GNT. It says, 1 Corinthians 1 and verse 18, it says, for the message about Yahweh Shai's death on the cross is nonsense to those who are being lost. But for us who are being saved, it is Yahweh's power. The scripture says, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise and set aside the understanding of the scholars. You know? So what's that scholars dealing with, man? That's dealing with the institutions. You see? But the Lord said he's going to destroy that. Because, you know, they try to, you know, through doing that, through being the scholars in the world, they, you know, the way they painted wisdom or painted the Most High was off. Because what did they teach you in the Christian church? That the Lord is the so-called white man, the Lord loves everybody. You know, that's a part of being a scholar in these institutions. Verse 20 says, so then, where does that leave the wise or the scholars or the skillful debaters of this world? The Most High has shown that this world's wisdom is foolish, you know, and the Lord proved that. He's shown that, man. Because why? Another way that he's shown that is by calling, you know, men like the apostles and elders that they have to go to these different institutions, but they surpass someone that's been in these institutions for years, man. You know, that goes to prove that the Lord is not dealing with these institutions, man. Because it was a spirit that entered into the brothers that understand these scriptures. And they understand it so almost, you know, so perfectly, so to speak, to the point where it surpasses someone that's been trying to unlock the mystery, you know. Verse 21, it says, for the Most High in his wisdom made it impossible for people to know him by means of their own wisdom. Instead, by means of the so-called foolish message we preach, the Most High dedicated to save those who believe. You see? So he made it impossible for you to try to please him, you know, through your own wisdom, through your own understanding. And that's what these institutions are all about. Their own gain, you know. But the Lord was pleased by us doing it his way, which is looking foolish to the world, man. You know. So let me get this finished off here in the book of 1 Corinthians 3 and verse 18. It says, let no man deceive himself. If any among you seemeth to be wise in this world, let him become a fool, that he may be wise. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High, for it is written, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness. You see that? So for you to be considered wise, you know, in Yahweh Bashim Shai, you have to become a fool again. Meaning you have to put off everything you learned in the world. You know, the perceptions that were embedded in your mind in the world. You know, you have to wash that away and then restart, you know, and build the right way, you know, and be washed the right way. You know? Matter of fact, let's get this in the book of John 3 and verse 1, because Yahweh Shai spoke about that new you putting off the old man, you know, which is also putting off the old things you knew. You know, what was considered wisdom in the world, you had to put that off too. So this is John 3 and verse 1, and it reads, there was a man of the Pharisees named Nicodemus, a ruler of the Jews. The same came to Yahushua by night and said unto him, Rabbi, we know that thou art a teacher come from Yahweh, for no man can do these miracles that thou doest, except Yahweh be with him. Yahushua answered and said unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of Yahweh. Nicodemus saith unto him, How can a man be born when he is old? Can he enter the second time into his mother's womb and be born? Yahushua answered, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born of water and of the Spirit, he cannot enter into the kingdom of Yahweh. You see, it says that which is born of the flesh is flesh, and that which is born of the Spirit is spirit. Marvel not that I said unto thee, you must be born again. And what did Yahushua mean by being born again? Meaning being renewed in the mind, being transformed in the mind, washing away those old things that were considered wisdom that you possessed, you know, and then filling it with the spirit and power and the water of Yahushua, you know, because there's different waters too. Yahushua speaks about that, man. You know, whoso drinketh of this water, you know, so there's a particular water that your vessel is supposed to hold, and that's the water of Yahushua, the knowledge of Yahushua. So I hope this lesson was edifying through the spirit of and power of Yahweh Bashim Until next time, Shalom.